I'm joined by club stalwart Corey Adams. Welcome to Rabbitohs TV, Doug.
Thank you, Darren.
Mate, you've been a player, coach, president of this famous club. What keeps these people around this club for many years?
Well, look, I think it's just a great love for the club, and if you grow up at Maroubra Beach, then the Wombats has always been synonymous with Maroubra Beach, and you grow up down there, you grow up loving the Wombats, and I've had some great experiences from playing at the Wombats and taken down the snow by the great Russell Fairfax and taken to France by other Wombat blokes to play. So look, some great life experiences with the Wombats.
Mate, the club's had a long history of developing great NRL players. Who are some of them players that they've come through the junior system here?
Well, of course, our most famous player is probably Craig Wing, but Luke Browny, he's probably played 100 first grade games, you know. Ryan Cross, Todd Byrne. We've had so many good first graders that have had great careers. At the moment, you know, there's Campbell Graham spent his last 6 years with us, and of course Joseph Sawali and David Mawali, they both came through our club. So we have a history of producing not only great players but fine young men.
Mate, speaking of history, the club's had a lot of success over the years, especially through the early 90s with some of them great sides. It must have been fun back in the day.
Oh, it was great fun, yeah. In the 90s we played in 6 grand finals in a row and we won 4 of them, and in 1992 I was lucky enough to have been captain coach of a team that went through undefeated and also won the Guildford Cup, which is all the A-grade clubs in Sydney, and 2 sevens comps that year. So yeah, we've been very fortunate, and of course, as you know, Craig Coleman played with us in 1993. Unfortunately, I wasn't there with Tugger in 93, but I was lucky enough to play a couple of games with him at South in 84, and yeah, we've had a really successful. We won the most premierships out of any South Juniors A-grade club, so we're very proud of that.
And speaking of grand finals, Wombat Hill, how good was Wombat Hill on grand final day?
Wombat Hill in the day at the old Redfern Oval was fantastic, and it was our one big fundraiser of the year, because back in those days we were allowed to sell beer on the hill. So, and that 1992, I reckon there was 10,000 there when we played Marrickville. 91, there was probably more when we played La Perouse, and they pipped us after going through the comp undefeated, and they beat us in the grand final.
Mate, exactly, and you've got a lot of loyal supporters here that come out week in, week out.
Always, yes. Behind us here we've got the great Billy Trevis and Peter Monahan and Russell Fairfax and Arthur Brannigan. We've got a lot of famous footballers, and most of those blokes are life members of this club, so it's a really proud tradition we carry on.
Mate, the boys are in front. Hopefully they can continue.
Yeah, look, we're the youngest team in the A-grade by a long way, and Matraville, of course, very highly paid and very well coached, so, you know, they're the red-hot favourites to win the comp. So just the fact that we're competing week in, week out is a really steep learning curve for our boys, and we're very proud. So looks like Matto's just scored to even it up, so
well,
it's tight as.
Thanks for joining us, Doug.
My pleasure, Darren.